Saving the Cause, The Crisis, and Valley Forge. The English were not going to allow the new United States of America to walk away just because they had declared their independence. In fact, things could not have gone worse for the Continental Army from the summer into the winter of 1776. The English returned to the colonies from Nova Scotia, but sailed instead to New York Harbor, where they quickly defeated Washington in a series of battles across Long Island, through Manhattan, and into New Jersey. By December 1776, the quest for independence was on very shaky ground. With the enlistments of many of his soldiers about to run out, General George Washington made a bold decision to turn the fortunes of the United States around. On Christmas night, 1776, he made the decision to cross the icy Delaware River with his soldiers bound for the New Jersey city of Trenton. It was there that the Hessians, German mercenaries hired by King George III to fight against the colonists in the Revolution, were sleeping off their Christmas Day festivities. When Washington arrived in the morning of December 26th, he and his troops completely surprised the Hessians and defeated them. Another victory a week later at Princeton, where Washington left his campfires burning overnight while his army slipped away to attack a divided English force at the New Jersey college town, provided some hope that the Continental Army could overcome the odds and win their independence. Washington's cause to keep the Revolution alive was aided when Thomas Paine, the author of Common Sense, published a new pamphlet entitled The Crisis, his second important document of the Revolution. Paine became one of the first embedded reporters as he stayed with Washington and his troops as they prepared for their attack on Trenton. He later published the first of what would become a series of essays on December 19, 1776. Washington read it to his army on December 23rd, 3 days before the attack on Trenton. It opened with an admission that things were not going well for the Continental Army. These are the times that try men's souls. But he almost immediately followed that with praise for the soldiers who continued to fight for the cause of independence. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Paine hoped to convince more colonists that the cause of independence was still worth backing, and that now was not the time to walk away. Fortunately for Washington and the cause of independence, the Continental Army was about to gain an enormous victory at Saratoga, just outside of Albany, New York, in the fall of 1777, which provided the French with enough evidence that the colonists could defeat the English that they openly aligned themselves with the United States. By the time Washington and the Continental Army moved into their winter quarters at Valley Forge, just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, they were ready to take the next step in defeating the English. During the winter of 1777-1778, the Army received training in the classic European military style from Baron von Steuben. When they emerged from their winter quarters, they were able to show off their new skills at the Battle of Monmouth, another victory for the Continental Army, and now forced the English to withdraw from the middle colonies and move further south, where the British hoped for more support from the Loyalists that lived there.